evening, and hello and welcome to the Third and Long podcast. My name is Tom Shaw. I am joined with the other two legends, Mr. Ollie Hope and Mr. OBH. How are you, gentlemen?
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Hello, aloha,
Hola.
or however you say hello.
How are you, gentlemen?
I'm really good, mate. Really,
How are
really
you,
is-
Tom?
I'm good. It is good because you're both effing coming back.
Yes.
good. We are indeedy, mate.
But I guess that leads us straight onto the news. Shall we just start with the big news?
Yeah, I mean,
I think we should.
this was crazy. It broke about 1:30 last night, and I was going crazy on the chat, and you guys were both asleep.
Or shall we start with the news that broke literally about 2 minutes ago? By Tom
Yeah, I
Sarah?
say we start with the news that broke 2 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
okay. Bobby Wagner
Oh
is
yes.
going to LA to the Super Bowl
When he was
champion.
born.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back to his hometown.
I mean,
He's
Sherman,
he's the last time returning bit of the Legion of Boom, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sherman posted last week that there was going to be some news.
Yeah, last night
And-
he tweeted B-Wags news coming soon.
And, well, here it comes. It broke 5 minutes ago. I mean, we talk about this podcast always having
Bad luck.
bad
On
luck
breaking
when it comes
news.
to breaking news. And then, bam, this happens. And, yeah, wow.
He was what, top 20 players in the DJ's free agency 101. But there's still quite a few.
That's not DJ. That's Greg Rosenthal who does that.
Oh, is it Greg? I thought it was DJ. Fair enough.
DJ's too busy doing mock drafts.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. There's quite a few of them around.
there is. There's 3 coming out tonight, I believe.
Yeah. I had there's 3 coming out tonight too.
I believe that we might just see Ollie OBH stiff arm another child.
Not tonight.
We are safe.
Although if he left all his tea, he wouldn't be coming downstairs saying he's not hungry.
I thought it might be upgrading to like body slamming or something.
Like a linebacker.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a good move for LA. You know, it worked getting Von Miller last year.
The advantage is this time they get him for the full season and they don't lose any draft picks. Oh, hang on, they haven't got any draft picks to lose.
I don't know. The NFC West just seems to be F draft picks at the moment.
Yeah.
Apart from your lot, who you can't buy a draft pick for Jimmy.
I don't know. It's gone from John Lynch apparently telling people he had 2 second-round picks in hand.
Yeah.
The fact that apparently we've had no offers for Jimmy.
I mean, there's been rumors galore for Jimmy G. He's been like the most talked about trade in San Fran. And there's just been
people on Twitter just get on my nerves. Like somebody was like, "Oh, if we still have Jimmy G by training camp, I'm going to stop supporting the 49ers."
I don't think Jimmy G will be going anywhere because he can't start throwing a ball for another 12 weeks, 3 months.
I don't think I think he'll get traded in October when someone goes down.
Yeah,
that'll be the winning situation, wouldn't it?
I mean, 65 million. I think that's
it's a lot.
It's 50 million. It's 50 million guaranteed.
Yeah,
it's 65.
It's still a lot of money and a 5-year deal for somebody who, for a linebacker, is quite old.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably only got a
excuse
couple of
me.
years left.
Stop calling people in their 30s old.
I said for a linebacker.
You're a DB, weren't you, Ollie?
Yes.
I know
indeed.
You're on the countdown to 40 now, aren't you?
that says between not many people.
I'm pretty sure you've said on the podcast before you're going to go to New England for your 40th.
I definitely am. I will be in New England for the big 4-0.
I know. I want to start hashtag
around about that.
I want to start hashtag get third and long to Detroit 2024. 2023. No, 2024.
Hey, I'm up for that one.
I'd be up for that one.
I've never been to Michigan.
I haven't actually, to be fair. It'd be quite cool to go and see that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Going to a bit of Detroit. I'll be up for that one.
Detroit.
Put your hands up for Detroit.
Um,
Oh,
so
God.
the big news that broke really out of the blue. No one saw this coming. We had a retiree in Tampa, and that was with Renegdon. And we've got another one today that I don't think is going to be reversed. Mr. Bruce Arians, BA himself, is not coming back.
Wow.
I mean,
Unless he's going to do a Brady.
I can't see it. But what a
Thank you for that, Ollie.
Gotta be done.
Yeah, it's a big news. He's done a lot for the world of football.
He's won a Super Bowl.
Won a Super Bowl.
I mean, he's coached for 50 years now. He started way back in college days. He's been at the big ones. He's been at Alabama. He's been at Ohio. He's been running back coach. He's been a quarterback coach. He's been an O-line coach. Obviously, he's been OC. He's been DC, and he's HC. He's classed as a quarterback whisperer.
I've got his statement. I've got his statement here. So I was going to read a bit of the statement here.
Go for it.
So what he said is, I've spent most of the last 50 years of my life on the sidelines as a football coach in one form or another. Today, I've made the decision to move from the sidelines into another role with the Buccaneers front office to assist Jason Licks and his staff. I love football. I love relationships, the strategy, the competition, everything. It has been one hell of a ride, but I know this is the right time for me to make this transition. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's about 2 pages long.
Yeah,
But that's the first 2 paragraphs.
Yeah, you can't cover 50 years, a 50-year career in just a few words, can you? And Bruce Arians did that mammoth statement.
I mean, I'm not sure if either of you guys watched the press conference earlier.
No, I was shouting at 10-year-olds to do things properly on a football pitch.
It was Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles. Yeah. Obviously, the old head coach and the new head coach.
And what was said? What was the?
Bruce Arians was just asked about why he's retiring.
Did he mention anything about Brady coming back? So he had enough.
No, but Todd Bowles did say he did not notice any rift between Arians and Brady, and apparently he watches everything in practice.
Interesting.
Well, the media are going to make the media, aren't they? They're paid to, as we all know, to sell papers, get hits, get likes, whatever you do these days. And they will be looking for a story, shaking the tree and seeing what falls out.
I mean, they made a big thing about when early on in Brady's career at Buccaneers, he threw a pick, and Bruce Arians came out going, "Yeah, that was on Tom." Oh, so he doesn't like how he plays. He's blaming Tom for this, blaming Tom for that. So Tom Brady would have come out and gone, "No, I generally did F up on that one. That was on me." He was in a new offense without not knowing the players.
And sometimes a head coach needs to. Sometimes the head coach needs to light that fire. I mean, I remember Goff this season. The Detroit head coach, not exactly throwing him under the bus per se, but saying, he needs to step up. I mean, he still didn't step up, but he beat us. So
Yeah, I was hoping we were going to just while we're on Detroit. I was hoping we were going to get a bit of a better team for Hard Knocks.
I don't know. Watching Dan Campbell would be absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, Dan Campbell would be great, but I mean, Jared Goff brought me to tears like a couple of seasons ago when he was in LA.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be featuring him too much. They can't feature.
It's going to be the 3rd time he's been on Hard Knocks.
Really?
Yeah, because they had him in. They did the
Rams. Residency or something like that.
They did the Rams when Jess Fisher was the coach, and it was his first season, and they really focused on him there. Then they did the LA thing a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah.
And now he's going to be on it again. and he's been boring the first 2 times.
Perhaps Dan Campbell's given him a personality as well as an ability to play football.
But then again, I reckon
So,
we might end up seeing a rookie QB beating him out.
Do you
yeah,
reckon?
I mean, anyone who is watching, welcome to you all. If you want to get involved, please give us a comment, like it, subscribe, all the usual stuff that YouTube legends say. That's what we are now. I'm counting
We
myself.
will be sharing the comments on there. Have a chat. Say what you think about Bruce Arians. Anything that we mentioned tonight, disagree, agree, or you just want to see me and Ollie have an argument about Nick Bosa and Chase Young.
Just while we're talking about Hard Knocks, is there anything you're really excited about seeing with the Detroit Lions?
Dan Campbell.
Yeah, apart
really?
from Dan Campbell.
I just want to see Dan.
Yeah,
Campbell.
nothing.
He brings
not
enough.
having
He
a
brings
team-
enough to the interviews.
I have to admit, when it was announced that the Cowboys were going to be Hard Knocks last year, I was excited because I thought that we would see an actual team built. It'd be interesting to see what was going on.
Instead,
I
we
know
watched Ezekiel Elliott wrapping up a present.
presents.
Oh,
Yeah,
we saw the bromance.
but things like that. I mean, I don't. It's. I mean, I know they're in our division, and I should be paying attention, but I don't know.
I think it'll be interesting because they will have a very, very good rookie class with second pick, so they're probably going to get
second.
I mean, I have them taking I think I have them taking Thibodeau second.
Okay.
I mean, we'll see later. I think you also have them taking Thibodeau second, Ollie.
Good question, well presented.
You do, and I've got them taking Hutchinson first.
Yeah, so
we
will see someone, a very, very good, probably defensive player.
I'll be shocked if they don't take anyone that's defense because this is a very strong defensive class. But we'll talk about that in a bit.
And I know I've got them taking a QB at 32.
I've got them taking a QB at 32. Yeah,
I can't remember. I put a 32.
I don't think you put a QB.
No, it's not. I've got one QB going in the whole lot.
So, staying sort of on the roll of retirees, Saints safety Malcolm Jenkins has retired after 13 years in the NFL.
Another Super Bowl winner.
Another Super Bowl winner and
2 times.
Illustrious career.
Did he win it twice?
Philly and Saints.
Was he playing for the Saints when they won it?
I'm sure he was. It does say on Wikipedia he's got 2 Super Bowl rings.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the Saints was a while ago.
Yeah, 2009. No, 2010. Saying that, have you watched Home Team yet?
No, I've still not watched it.
Oh.
We're watching that tonight at work.
I will get around to it eventually. I've been too busy watching Bridgerton this week.
Oh my god!
That's looking. Leona will be impressed with that, but I'm not.
Yeah, I won't be.
It's filmed in Bath. I live in Bath. It's like.
Yeah, true. I'll let you that one, but it's still. Come on.
So
yes, New Orleans Saints. He was New Orleans Saints from 2009 to 2013. He went to Eagles till 2019 and the last 2 seasons at back in New Orleans. 2 Super Bowl champions, 2nd All-Team Pro in 2010, 3 Pro Bowls, the Jim Thorpe Award, whatever that is. Just over 1,000 tackles, 13.5 sacks, 24 fumbles, 11 fumbled recoveries, 21 interceptions, and 8 touchdowns.
So I have to ask the obligatory question when somebody retires. Hall of Fame bound?
2 Super Bowl rings with those numbers. He probably won't be first ballot, but he will be there or thereabouts, I think.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, he's played most people's careers in the NFL last about 4 years on average, so he's had 3 careers.
I feel like he'll be one of those players that is always nominated.
Yeah, it depends who he goes against. Because in 5 years you've got Big Ben and a few others in there as well, haven't you? So it's going to be Yeah, almost had Tom Brady in there.
Yeah, I was about to say we all thought we were going to have Brady in there.
I mean, another thing is my Sports Illustrated magazine turned up yesterday. Thanks for that, Neil. Can I have a refund, please?
The Jim Thorpe Award is awarded in honor of multi-sport athlete Jim Thorpe.
Is it a college award?
Yeah, it's a college
Yeah,
award.
it will
It's been awarded to the top defensive back in college football since 1986. It is voted on by the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame. 2021's winner was Kobe Bryant.
And any big names that we know? Let's have a look. Eric Berry won it in 2009.
Yeah. Fitzpatrick has won it for Steelers.
Raiders safety Trevon Morand won it as well.
Yeah, I mean there were some good players in there.
We're now googling the Jim Thorpe Award and who's won it.
Exactly. So always
Woodson won it as well in 1997.
Shall we move on to Orchard Park?
I was going to say, shall we get the quick one out the way? But it is sort of inspired by the Bills. The playoff rules have been changed because everyone wanted to watch Josh Allen throw more football.
Yeah, I feel like this has been changed because of that game. Because
there was a massive outcry about it.
Because everyone was saying it was decided by a coin toss, the NFL thought, okay, yeah, we actually need to change this.
I mean, and everyone said, when it went to overtime between the Bengals and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chiefs won it again. I mean, they lost in the end, but everyone thought, including myself, it's going to happen again. There's going to be outroar. That was let's face it, that game of football between the Bills and the Chiefs was fantastic.
Those last 2 minutes was 20-odd points were scored in the last 2
minutes. Our group chat was going wild when it happened.
But here's my issue with it. It's a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a knee-jerk reaction, but it's something that needs to be fixed, especially postseason more than anything else.
But the last
season, that's fine. Just let them play until it's over.
The last knee-jerk reaction didn't work.
What's the last knee-jerk reaction in your opinion?
When they allowed pass interference to be challengeable.
Because of the Saints game.
Yeah, because of the Saints-Rams game.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can understand that one. To be fair, that needed to be because that was the worst call in football ever.
Yes, what made me so angry about that is not
you had a bet on it.
I did it. I had the Saints make the Super Bowl, but it was such a big call and it was such an obvious call, and the fact that the guy after the game even admitted to it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
get me wrong. I was playing devil's advocate. I think there did need to be a change,
and I think there definitely needs to be a change. Because I think in overtime, especially in a game like American football, because in soccer, it's a kickoff, but you can instantly lose the ball. I mean, you can argue that you can in.
You can get forced fumbles, picks.
You can get picks, but it's more of an even sort of thing in.
Possessions are a lot more important in NFL.
Yeah,
I think is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, definitely. And I think when you got two elite quarterbacks, yeah. But then again, look at the Bengals. They did it. They beat them. And although I think that I agree, it needed to change, and I think that's been the sort of mood. Apart from one person on our thing who didn't agree with it. But I was perfectly happy with that change.
I do think it's a good change. I think it may be adapted along the years. Okay, if you throw an interception, it's pick 6, that's it, game over, unlucky, your fault. Because at the moment, I believe it is if you phone a pick stick, you are still getting a chance to try and equalise. Well, to level the scores up. I believe that is the rule at the moment, as it's going into. I think there may be ways it's adapted and changed, but I do think it's a good change to it.
Well, when were the I swear the overtime rules were only changed a couple of years ago to make it like this.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. I think it was about 5 years ago.
I mean, this is the thing. These sort of rules will always be tweaked, changed, messed around with to make it.
The way it came to this year, it wasn't overly happy about it then. You just beat me to it.
Would there ever be a fair way? How would you change it? I think I'm happy with where it is at now. I
reckon they should kick the ball up as high as they can in the air, and whoever catches it starts the game.
I think, to be honest, I think that they should scrap overtime for regular season.
For regular season, have it as a draw, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean they still do ties, so why need overtime in the first place?
Yeah, true.
Or bring it straight down to 5 minutes.
Yeah,
because it's 10 minutes in a minute anyway.
Or do what they do in NFL. Do what they do in NBA.
Which is?
Forget this golden point thing. Give them a 10-minute timer and play for the 10 minutes.
Exactly like that. Too bloody right.
I'd actually play for the 10 minutes. And whoever's winning at the end of that. Like, not this golden point thing, like first person scores unless it's a field goal. Just give them 10 minutes.
There was a reason why soccer scrapped the golden goal or the silver goal when they thought, well, let's try and make it different. Yeah, I agree with that.
Ended off France 98, didn't it? That was the last tournament, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I have to admit, I don't really remember golden goal. I know what it is, but I don't ever remember saying
it was ridiculous. So, on to the Bills into Buffalo, and they've got a new homecoming.
This stadium looks so cool.
It does. I've got a picture there now.
Two pictures, I believe, Mr.
Yeah, we've got two pictures. There's one. It looks smart, doesn't it?
It does. There is one big issue with this stadium.
Yeah, I like it. I really like it, but I know you have an issue, Ollie. OBH.
You are in a northern state. You are in a bloody cold state. We saw how cold it was in December when New England played you.
Yeah, you're just salty because you lost.
No, I'm not. Don't care about that.
You cared at the time.
Why wouldn't you build a brand new stadium which is going to cost $1.4 million, where the taxpayers are paying 850 odd million of it? Why won't you put some kind of roof on it? If you want the Super Bowl there,
can I answer that question?
Go on then. I think yours might be the same answer as me. I hope anyway.
Because you're losing your competitive advantage then.
Yes. Why would you?
Why they put like a retractable roof?
Yeah, but then people will be saying, well,
why don't you have
the roof when it's cold?
Yeah. I mean,
Minnesota lost their competitive advantage when they built a stadium with a roof on.
I remember watching I watched Missing Rings, which is just like very depressing for a Minnesota fan. But we were talking about when we didn't have a roof and we didn't have a dome, and it was. I mean, I've been to Minnesota in March, and it was bloody freezing. Then it was minus 25 or something like that.
Bloody cold enough to that.
And it was snowing, and what the coaches did was everyone brought heaters to the state. All the opposition teams brought heaters to the stadium, and they were told.
Kelly makes a good point.
I think we did. I mean, we did make it. We did make it to Super Bowls. We did do well.
That's actually brutal.
I mean, coming from a Bengals fan.
Oh, sure. You're just trying to start something here, Ollie. Yeah,
Tom's building an open air stadium in the north, while Las Vegas is part and then closed that part.
That is a nice greenhouse though in Las Vegas. And the best thing is,
yeah,
the Grand Prix got nowhere near it.
Why would you forfeit your competitive advantage when you've got a perfectly great stadium and you
Two
can
words.
do that?
Well, one word. 2 words, yeah.
Right.
Commercial revenue.
They're making money anyway. I mean, I know that they're going to forfeit the Super Bowl, but I still would rather get to the Super Bowl than host it.
Yes.
Okay, yes, we are going to say these are the only pictures at the moment. They might change. But if it does, I mean, yes, it looks a brilliant stadium. But we've all said, how nice is that LA stadium? How nice is the Las Vegas stadium? How nice is your stadium? All these new 3 domed stadiums look absolutely spectacular.
I think me and you have spoken about this before, OBH. I think when Ollie was in San Fran, or before a show. And I know that you were saying about how it was domed. I mean, it's why I brought it up to you earlier on today. I personally think open air stadiums are just as valued as dome stadiums. I mean, look at Minnesota. We did have a competitive advantage in that, and it was bloody cold in that state. Cold states and hot states do have that advantage. I mean, try and take a player who's used to playing in the cold and put him in the heat of Miami, say, and they're going to struggle.
I agree with that one. I do agree with that, but yes, it does make a change. The fans are covered this time because if you look at Bill Stadium at the moment, it's completely uncovered. It's like look at the Camp Nou.
Those snow games look brutal for the fans.
Oh god, yeah. But for a commercial point of view, for money, I mean, the Super Bowl brings so much more money to the town, as well as.
Well, you've annoyed Tom so much he's left.
I know, as well as to the city. It will bring a lot of money to that city as well as to the stadium.
I do
so
agree.
Why not? Why not bring it? Why not cover it? I mean, New York. Okay, MetLife had the Super Bowl one year.
I mean, do you need to have a roof for the Super Bowl?
Unless it's in a southern state, because you notice 90% of the Super Bowls, unless it's in a dome, are in the southern states.
I was going to say because Levi's is holding, and that didn't have a roof.
But we had a dome, and that's the only way we got it. At the time, it was the crown jewel of the NFL, and then they built SoFi and.
Yeah, Levi's was the crown jewel when it got the Super Bowl too.
Yeah, it always is when you get the Super Bowl, isn't it?
How old is Gillette Stadium?
Too bloody old. Good question. Well presented. Let me have a look because I can't remember.
I'm sure that's been around for a while, Gillette Stadium. I don't ever remember hosting a Super Bowl.
Never had a Super Bowl.
Is it because of the whole open air thing?
2002, yes. 2002 is built.
Okay.
And they're in the process of redoing one end as well at the moment. So where the lighthouse is at the moment, they put all that down and they're rebuilding.
This is a question for everyone because I've not researched this. But how bad was the Denver fire?
I've seen the pictures. I've not seen anything of the damage.
I don't know. They didn't really.
Because when I first saw it, it was the sun, so I thought it was fake news.
I saw it was on the Mail. Destroys luxury boxes and rows of seats. Admittedly, I'm reading the Daily Mail, so it's.
I'm assuming
fire affected third level seating and the suite areas inside the stadium.
I'm assuming they'll have everything ready by the season starts.
Yeah, I mean, they'll try and get it all sorted, but obviously, we're lucky that no one was there.
Yes.
Oh god, yeah.
I mean, I think there was an event happening just.
Oh, Kelly's just answered my question.
Yeah.
At least somebody knows what they're talking about here.
I don't know about that.
I didn't say that, Kelly.
No, you just called her a Bengals fan.
It wasn't me. It wasn't aimed at Kelly, Thomas.
But yeah, it was quite when the pictures were taken, they looked quite nasty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have seen the pictures.
They looked really big flames.
I think they had the presser there like earlier on. So
there was some kind of event there, wasn't it? Obviously, there were staff there from what I heard earlier on in the day. But yeah, it's a scary event. It was. I mean, hey ho. But still.
Yeah, I think that might be James. That may be aimed at the Mail there.
Yes, that's definitely from the Daily Mail.
Now Ollie's still angry that he's left.
Oh,
he's really angry about you being a Daily Mail reader.
So only because my grandparents used to read it. I only went whenever I went round the whenever I went round to my grandparents, I'd always read the Daily Mail because that's what they read.
I'm the same.
And I realised what the Daily Mail was.
My mum used to read the Daily Mail. So
your mum?
My mum.
Okay, I thought you said your mum. I was like, you gave your grandparents a special name or something like that.
No, my mum used to read it.
So as well as having Hard Knocks.
Oh, here we go.
And having the second and last.
John meant Kelly. That was so good. It went over all our heads.
Yeah, it was. Well done, John.
Yeah. So, yeah, Detroit have had a good week. They've, as well as getting Hard Knocks, as well as having the second and the last pick, they have got the Detroit. They've got the draft. That's the one. Bloody forgot what I was saying. Then I couldn't speak.
Then on to Detroit 2024. Make it happen. Yes. Come on, guys.
Shall we start? Because everyone seems to be doing this these days. Shall we start a GoFundMe page? And everyone want to see us in Detroit.
That would be mental.
I'm so sad.
I'm sure Leona and Kelly would want to come as well. And I'll tell you what, we'll even fund John to come as well, as he's on listening today.
I mean, we're mega bucks apparently. So I think that's a good thing. I mean, Detroit, let's face it, as a city, forgetting all the sport and everything, had a really rough time over the last 20 years. They've gone in. I think they were the first American city to go into bankruptcy. They've got the Detroit Lions, which is always a.
But how nice of them to actually beat Green Bay for once.
And I mean, let's remember, the Tigers and the Pistons aren't exactly great teams.
No, that's very true.
No. So it's.
I don't know if they have an ice hockey team, Tom. That's your area.
I think they do.
They do. I can't remember what they're called. Detroit Red Wings. Yeah.
Are they any good?
They were good. They're not so much now.
I know they won the Stanley Cup. They won the Stanley Cup back in the 80s, didn't they?
Yeah, they were quite big in the 80s.
I think they might have won in the 90s as well. I'm not sure off the top of my head.
But yeah, I know.
That's just some random sports knowledge I've got in my head.
The Pistons aren't having a great season, and I don't know. Baseball starts next week.
We'll see what happens then. Anything can happen.
But yeah, I think it's good that they're going to be getting some income. They're going to be getting some spotlights on them.
But it's not more important. It's nice that it's going to get moved around as well. Okay, yes, it's in Vegas this year. Is in I want to say Cleveland last year.
Yes, it was in Cleveland.
So it's nice that they moved the draft
around. It was in our front bed. It was in our front rooms.
Yeah. Do you think they will ever move the combine from Indianapolis? Yes. You reckon they're going to?
There was talk about this one.
I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that it's not going to be in Indy next year.
What do you think they'll move it around the states, around the stadiums, like they do with the draft?
I'm not sure they'll move it as much because I think they like it being somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to have it central. But move
It's
it
like,
round
but
to
I mean, it's like if we had a UK combine and we put it in Birmingham.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
it's not going to be London because they can't get there from Liverpool and Manchester apparently.
Uh-huh. What is it? 45 extra buses they're putting on?
Something, I think it's even more than that. I think it's like 60. I think they're putting on there.
But yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see where they moved it to, and if they moved it around.
Definitely.
But they beat Washington and Green Bay. The Commanders not so commanding in that situation.
Definitely.
The Jags, they have committed to playing one game a season at Wembley, and including the 2024 season.
3 games in the UK until 2024
at least 3.
I
love that. I can't. Why would you? Why I can't see the NFL letting more than 3 games being over here.
I can't.
Well,
no.
let's remember
when they've got Germany and Mexico.
True, but I mean, they've been saying for a while that they want teams to be over here. I mean, I'm still waiting for Goodell's promise that we'd have a London franchise by 2023.
Kenny's just come up with that. I do know about LA. I didn't know about Dallas.
The combine.
Yeah, the combine.
Yeah, I knew about LA. I didn't know about Dallas.
Yeah. So, I mean, Goodell did tell us that we'd have an London franchise by 2023, which doesn't seem to.
I don't. Yet. I mean, this is me being really honest. I don't think. I think
they would get the fans here. The games would be sold out. Most games.
Yeah, because they'd get fans of other teams coming to watch it.
And we like NFL fans will want to go and watch the game.
I mean, I did a whole dissertation on this. I can go into detail.
Do it.
Go
Go on.
I'm not.
As that old advert was.
I'm not going to go into detail on it now, John. John's taking another swipe at Ollie, of course.
No, I knew about LA because they were mentioning it on the combine. You cheeky Raiders fan.
That, you really like that fishing rod today, John, don't you?
Yeah. Now is that
all your bites?
Kelly said she read the article yesterday. I knew about LA because they were talking about it on the combine.
Yes.
Schrager's was talking about it. It was on actually Good Morning Football. Schrager's was talking about
I have to admit, I actually didn't know Dallas had bid for it too.
No, I didn't. Which is
interesting. But
I think that's all the news. I mean, we're 40 minutes in and we've not even got to the main part of the podcast yet.
I know, yeah.
Shall we look at? Oh, poor John. Enjoyed the snow. Charles Woodson. John, have you seen the interview? It's like an interview, like a conversation that Charles Woodson and Tom Brady had about that. Is really interesting. I'd really recommend you go and watch that if you haven't. Shall we have a look at our draft prospect before we go to our mocks?
Yes.
Okay, I don't think it's really
that you've got him going number 1, Ollie. This punter.
So I'm not going to pronounce his surname because I can't. I think it's Arizera, but this guy looks absolute stud. To be fair, he's absolutely awesome.
And he's one of the only people that does both field goals and punts.
Exactly. I mean, you've seen teams. How many this year? You know, LA, Dallas had it one game. You've had it as well. Issues where Robbie Gold's gone down. Teams have had issues where their kicker's gone down, and they've been literally auditioning.
We had an issue where one game where Robbie Gold went down and one game where Mitch Wisnowski went down. But when Mitch went down, I actually thought Robbie Gold did a better job punting than Mitch usually does.
Shall I play the video of his combine? And there's a couple of little bits and pieces of it as well. Go.
This kid on the line right here is dynamite. And any team that drafts him would be lucky to have him.
He's running pretty well, too.
4.72.
It's outstanding.
Through the first group of defensive backs, Matt Ariza, the punter and kicker 4.7 flat.
He wanted to keep going. I think if I'm a punter and I post a 4.72, I think we're good.
Dude. Here he is. All right, Matt Ariza. What are we looking at here? We're looking at a left-handed punt, even though it's a foot. See, I don't have paperwork.
No,
look at him.
He's
from his own goal line. Where does it land? It's like the yodeler from The Price is Right. It just keeps going. And it doesn't fall off a cliff. From his own goal line inside the other team's 5. And I know it's the fresh Air Force Rocky Mountain Air, but he's got a huge leg, clearly. What else does he have? Another huge leg. He can kick. He can punt. He can kick. Look at this.
Look at the tracer on that. Look at the nice.
Look at that. He can win you games by flipping fields and then getting field goals. This is him today. Left-footed punter. He's got scouts all here saying, what do you got for me? Here's what I got for you. What Pat McAfee would call a piss missile. All the way inside the 5. Yes. Hashtag for the brand. Left foot coming at you. Interestingly enough, it's Pat's number. Here
Number 1
inside this stadium.
Very true.
Come on now.
He's got some.
Listen to that sound. Listen to the sound. Punting for accuracy. Is that accurate?
Check it up.
Is that accurate?
There you go. Inside the 10.
What else?
Kickoffs.
Forget it.
Touchback.
Please. It's going to split the uprights on this stuff. And now field goals. This is on social media. 70 yards and through. Come on now.
That's at Rancho Bernardo High School, I believe.
That's a glue guy. That's a Rich Eisen show glue guy. Matt Ariza.
This guy is a star.
I could listen. I'm just going to play that later on my own time just to listen.
He's brilliant. Richard Eisen is the first person to on the podcast this week.
just while we talk about Rich Eisen, I feel like we should probably talk about Urban Meyer.
His ripping into him on his, was it his podcast or his?
It was his show.
It was his show, yeah. Go ahead, because it's you. You're the one who shared it onto the show, Mr. Orley.
So, Rich Eisen. So some stuff came out about Urban Meyer the other day, and it just basically said that we didn't know half of what was going on in Jacksonville, and I'd recommend you look it up on YouTube. Rich Eisen sums it up very well, and then calls Urban Meyer a fraud and many other words.
The big thing that got me. So they were playing LA Rams late in the season.
And he didn't know who 99 was.
He goes, I heard this 99 is quite good. Who is he? Do we need to look out for him? Like, oh my God.
And then he calls scouts lazy.
Yeah. Scouts are probably the hardest working backroom staff.
This guy who had been studying the NFL didn't know 99 didn't know like the best player in the NFL.
I remember a football team, a non-league football team, about 4 years ago, turned up. My team, Stockport County, turned up to the game and we battered them 6-0. We absolutely annihilated them. We weren't particularly a good team at the time. We were on our lowest.
Some say you aren't now.
I'd say we weren't 21 games unbeaten, but anyway.
Yeah. You're still not in the football league though.
We will be next season, but anyway. Their manager turned up after the game, and he was asked, "You expected to win today, and what happened?" And he went, "Well, we didn't really scout him. We didn't do much. We didn't know much about him." Now, I think if I was a scout, or if I was the manager, and my scouts came to me and said, "Oh, I don't know what this team are like," and that's in any sport, I'd be like, "Well, here's your
P45.
Here's your P45.
Or whatever it is in America. Yeah.
Don't ask us for any references."
And the fact that you don't know who your best player is.
Let's not forget, this wasn't the scouts. This was
this is a head coach. You said that. Yeah. I mean, alarm bells were ringing, obviously, for the Jags organization about Meyer, but I mean, to say that he didn't know who the most dominant
defensive player.
in the NFL last season. Who's that?
I mean, after this stuff comes out, I don't think he's going to get another college job.
No.
Yeah, no.
He won't even get a high school job, let alone a bloody
No.
college job.
He's right into his.
I'd rather hire Kevin James than bloody Urban Meyer.
Oh no! I mean, it's all fun in Jacksonville with
But
Urban.
yes, I'd recommend looking up Rich Eisen's. It's about 10 minutes long. Looking up
We
what he had
will
to say
we
about
will
this.
share it on our social. We'll put it on there and we'll brand it around. We'll brand it around around Facebook, so that's going to please Freddie.
So, shall we move on to our?
I'm going to mention one thing about the punter. Kelly
Yeah.
rather likes the look of him, so I think he's going to sell quite a few jerseys because see the female fans, isn't that right, Kelly? Because you said to him the other, he's quite a looker.
I mean,
I think that Bengals have shown how important it is to get a good kicker.
I thought you were going to link Kelly to the Bengals again then.
No, I wasn't.
Well, Lindes, I've got him going in the 3rd or 4th round.
Really?
I mean, I hope the Niners take him because I think we need a new punter because I think Wisnowski is not that good.
He'd probably end up being kicker as well. And just think, if you've got someone who's a punter and a kicker, you've got another space in your roster.
And now we've got a decent. Now we've got somebody who can. Now we've got somebody who can actually return a punt.
Angry. Sorry, Kelly.
Nobody
I
buys a
didn't
punter jersey,
actually-
though, surely.
I didn't link Bengals to that. That was your partner who did that.
I'm going to slightly disagree with you, John, because I might be tempted to buy a Jake Bailey jersey, Patriots punter.
I feel like Hecker's probably sold a few jerseys. Got Kowski,
Yeah, I thought Hacker would have done.
Yeah.
Vinatieri.
I've seen quite a few Goss jerseys around.
But yeah, I think it's a very it's a very underrated position anyway. I mean, look at what McPherson did in.
Yep.
Yeah, but that was a kicker, not a punter. But I guess
No,
this
but
guy's
I
both.
mean, kickers and punters don't tend to go very early. You see a lot of them being.
McPherson was
McPherson went 5.
McPherson was the only kicker to go last
Yeah,
year.
he was the only kicker to go, and look what happened. I mean,
I mean, we don't talk about the Green Bay game, but
no, but he sat and watched in the middle of a Super Bowl, the biggest game of his career. He sat and watched the halftime show. And
I'm a
was
kicker, I don't
loving
need
it.
to worry about anything.
Yeah, he was literally just sat, like, loving life.
people seem to get annoyed about that. I just thought it was funny.
I thought, fair play.
It's
That's
great.
ultimate.
I mean, it could be the only ever time. It probably won't be. It could be the only time he's ever going to get to the Super Bowl. So why not enjoy it while you're there?
And to me, that shows absolute calm, cool, collected. The fact that he has that much of faith in his abilities and his teammates that he,
How many times? 2 games. He went up to his holder and said, "Looks like we're going to the next game." I think it looks like we're going to the wild card game. Looks like we're going to the championship game.
Yeah.
Massive kahunas on that bloke. Fair play to him.
So, good
Mock
luck
draft
facing next season. Mock draft. I mean,
you're up first, Thomas.
Yes, you're first, Tom.
These caused a bit of controversy in our first ever one.
And of course,
probably will this time as well.
I believe we're doing a mock draft 3 just before the draft, aren't we?
We are, yeah. So that's going to cause even more rage. Everyone's going to be like, "Arr!"
I think we'll have more of an idea then. I think they'll more likely look very much similar during 3.0.
I think these are pretty good drafts, if I'm honest with you. I agree with a lot of them. I could see a lot of them happening. Don't know about you guys, but you can tell me what you think of mine.
I know something, me and Ollie, because I put a guy going 29. Ollie's got him going 7. I want him higher, and you don't even have him going in the first round.
Yes.
So I already know we disagree with that. I'm not happy that I've got him at 29. But I couldn't.
Although there's one player we've all got going to the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tom, do you want to show yours up first, mate, and go through yours?
I will show mine first. And I mean, I know he's quite small, but I think this is the best way of doing it. I think it's quite a nice visual. It blocks my face as well, which is always a good thing. So I have got. I mean, I had fun with this earlier. Ollie had OBH had a bit of a laugh with me, trying to say it. I will say it. Thibodeau, I think.
Why have you got him going over Hutch?
I think Hutch is quality. I think on the day it's going to literally be any of these top four. I think that Thibodeau fits Jags. I think Hutch is going to practically be Michigan royalty.
Oh, I have to admit, I would like to see Hutch stay in Michigan.
I can't see him going anywhere else, but
I like it how you've also got Kenny staying in Pittsburgh.
I have, because I think that although I don't know if you guys have, I've not actually had a proper look at yours yet.
You have Howell and Willis going very high.
I like Howell and I like Willis.
I like Howell a lot, but I've not got him going that high.
I think Willis is going to be. I think Seattle will like Willis because of. So I think he's a bit like Russ in the sense that he can scramble and throw.
Ollie,
this bloke,
pure rage,
has got all the arm strength of Mahomes, of Josh Allen, but he hasn't got anywhere near. It doesn't look anything like what they did when they came out of college. They look
okay. So
ready. He doesn't. His eyes aren't down the field when he's scrambling. If you look at Russell Wilson when he scrambles, his eyes are down the field. Same as Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Same as any. His eyes isn't. He is. First option gone. I'm going to run.
Okay, Ollie.
Like Zach Willis. Got him.
And it's something that I'm interested in both of your opinions, really. Malik comes from not a top tier college. Liberty isn't up there with your Bamas, your Georgias, your Clemsons, your LSU's, your Michigans. Even it's quite a lowish ranked college. Yeah, right. And we saw Zach come out with of BYU, which again isn't a top tier.
Yeah, but Trey Lance came out of NDSU.
Yeah.
I'm going to say one thing though. Look,
that's an FCS school.
Zach Wilson got better when they brought in Joe Flacco, when he had that older, wiser quarterback.
So
no, there isn't any, unless he goes to Tampa, unless he goes to Denver or Green Bay, someone like that who's got this older, wiser quarterback who could sit back for a year or two and learn from. I don't think he's going to get thrown in at the deep end, and I don't think he's going to do his development any good. I don't think a team is going to go, let's go him anyway, because he's going to be, the fans are going to want him as a starter, and I don't think he's going to develop any good.
Yeah,
I don't think it did Zach Wilson's development any good the first half of the season. We saw him at Tottenham, and he was shocking. After his injury, when he sat behind, when he learnt from Joe Flacco, his production got so much better.
Joe Flacco and Mike White. Let's not forget about Mike White.
Mike White, who played one game
he won.
and pulled out.
Yeah, he won the game.
But you know what I mean? Flacco went to a Super Bowl. Flacco's been an MVP.
Flacco won a Super Bowl, which I really don't want to talk about.
Of course. That's what I mean. I don't think he'll go because of that option. I think he'll be a second or maybe even a third rounder. I don't think he'll go day one. And if you look at, I think it's DJ's latest mock draft. He hasn't got him going, and I think Bucky. It's either DJ or Bucky. One of the two haven't got him going in round.
I can feel the rage.
I want to talk about your 32nd pick.
32.
I don't like him. I don't know what it is about him. I just don't like him.
They say he is a very good quarterback and he's very smart.
There's a couple of QBs that will fill that spot. Matt, there's a few.
Then again, the last quarterback I really didn't like coming out of college was Justin Herbert, and that worked out
well. I'd like to know your opinion on my own team.
Have you got?
I've got Jordan Davis.
I thought you wanted a cornerback.
I watched him in. I don't think we're going to go with a cornerback. We've signed a cornerback from Green Bay this year. He had a decent season last year, from what I've read. We've signed yesterday. We signed that Peterson's coming back. I really, really like Peterson. I
He's
think
a bit too old for me now.
even though he's old, he's still got that.
I mean,
He was
I know my friend Jack, who's watching, who's also a Vikings fan, is a big Pat P fan. But I think he's too old now.
If he is watching, I'd like to know what he thinks about that, about who we're going to go with.
I'm not sure he's still
I
watching.
do like your Kansas picks. I think that's two very good picks. Jahan Dotson is a good wide receiver, and you've got a very good cornerback there. Two positions they do need. That's two good picks for them.
I think with those, I think they definitely need those positions. They need to go with them. I think this will. I mean, like you guys, I'm pretty sure that yours will change in the next 3 weeks. I think it is.
Mine was changing after me. Mine was changing this morning.
Yeah, mine changed as well.
I changed this morning.
I want to say why have you got Trevor Penning going to Bengals when they've completely signed everyone on their own line anyway? They upgraded their own line already. That's my only real. I've seen Willis go in the top 10. I don't believe it will happen. I don't think they will have O lineman. It's looking more like secondary or maybe even another weapon for Joe.
What's your opinion on number 5? Because at the our first draft, I think all of our first drafts had this guy going number 1.
But since then, the Jags have signed Cam Robinson.
Yes,
and they bought in another O line, and I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
I mean, I'm not sure if you guys saw Neil working out yesterday on Alabama Pro Day, but
I didn't see him on the Pro Day, but I saw him at the Combine, and I didn't think he was that good. I wasn't that impressed.
He didn't impress in the Combine. I will give you that.
I was in two minds. I would have dropped him even further I can even thinking now Cross. I was very impressed with Cross.
There's one big glaring admission from your mock draft.
And that's the guy we looked at last week.
Yes. What don't you like about him? I've got him going.
I just couldn't fit. I don't know. I think this draft.
And you've got two tackles going to Giants.
Yeah.
The Giants need 2 tackles.
I don't think they'll draft 2 in the first round.
I don't think they will.
Imagine the Giants fans going, "What the living heck are you doing?"
I know, but I mean,
hold on. I'm blanking. Who's the coach? It's Brian Bunden. Brian.
Yeah,
not Flores.
Green Bay's former head coach, defensive coach.
What's his name?
Brian D. Not
Dable.
Yeah.
Wasn't Brian Dable Bill's OC?
Yes, was Bills. That's it. You're right. Green Bay's gone to Denver.
Shall we go on to Mr. Hope's mock draft?
Okay.
There we go.
So I've got Hutch going 1 and Thibodeau going 2. I put Stingley very high.
Wow, that is high.
Can I ask? Because there's a lot of cornerbacks in this draft. What makes?
And just by the way, I put two tackles to New York too.
You got 3 tackles on the bounce.
Yeah.
You've got Icky going the first one of the 3.
I think Icky's the best of the 3. But I put Stingley high.
He did really good in the draft.
I really like Stingley.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I just really like him.
I wasn't overly impressed with his draft. No,
I've got 3 cornerbacks going in the top 12.
Yeah, I can agree with all that. You've got Willis going to Detroit.
Yes, at 32.
Yeah.
And
that's
I know
probably
I've got
the first pick where he will go to if he is going into the first round.
I know I've got Jermaine Johnson at 29. I would like to put him higher, but there's nobody who I can put going down. And I didn't realize I had a guard going to Bengals. I need to change that. But
one thing that we have all got, I think, is George Karflis.
Karflis, the Greek,
going quite deep down, I mean, I know a lot of people are hot on him. I think he's going to be a casualty of being in a good draft class in that position, if I'm honest with you.
Yes.
It is a very strong defensive
Yeah.
O-line and wide receiver class. I was really impressed with the wide receivers on the combine. They really impressed me.
I know, Ollie, you said you only have one quarterback going, and I have 3, but they're all fairly late. I've got Pick at 18, Howell at 20, and what is it, 32?
You'll notice in one minor moment, you've got a wide receiver going at 17 and 18. You'll notice on my draft mate, I don't have him in the first round. I think his ACL might hold him back.
Williams.
Well, I mean, I saw a video of him working out the other day.
Yeah, I saw that video as well.
Apparently he's going to be running by the time the draft comes around.
I just got a feeling teams might. If he is going to go anywhere, it's going to be late round 1.
And I took a jabber out because of his injury.
I mean, I feel really sorry for that guy because you saw that I was quite hot on him when I put.
I mean, Ollie loved him.
He would have been top 10.
He was the first prospect we looked at.
Yeah, and I think a team, I think he will go in the draft. Let's face it, he will.
So he did his ACL 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, and
it was Achilles.
Sorry. Medicine this day, he would be back in time for probably preseason, maybe training camps.
I'm hoping he might drop to the Niners. 61.
I reckon he'll go 3rd or 4th over Giant. Instead of going 3rd or 4th overall, it's gonna be day 3. I think he'll go.
Yeah, which is sad, but
yeah, he's still a great player.
Ollie, do you have any other issues with mine?
I am going through it now as I look. Yeah, you've not got any wide receivers going to Kansas.
Well, they've just signed Valdez-Scantling, and they've got Juju, and they've got Pringle, and they've got Hardman. I'm not sure they need any more.
Okay.
And there are some good wide receivers there. There are enough good wide receivers you can get some in 2 and 3.
I think your 21 and 22 is the same as me, or did I put Burks at 29? Can't remember now. Yeah, Penning. We've all got Penning fairly late, I think. If I bring up mine now.
Yeah, again, Penning fits in all of these.
But we've seen what he did in the Senior Bowl, where he literally threw the bloke down to the ground.
Yeah,
they're showing him this morning. If I bring up my coach, I'll bring up mine now. There we go. I've also got Hutch going at 1. I've got Trayvon Walker going at 2 now. I think this bloke is probably I reckon he's better than Thibodeau. He is a great player. He's going to be really, really good. Good in the pass.
He could make you a lot of money if you're right.
Oh god, yeah, I reckon he will go 2. I got Thibodeau going 3, but I've got 3 edges going in the top 3.
I mean, we know this is a top-heavy edge. Class.
I have to admit, I did have Trayvon Walker 3, and then I changed it to Stingley last minute.
See, I've got Johnson going at 2. At 7, sorry. I reckon he's going to be a superb. I've got Wilson also going at 8.
I think got, Mr. Willis in there. Surprise.
I think Wilson is probably the best wide receiver going into this class.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Quality.
He looked really good in the combine. The videos I've seen of him is like, wow. I've got Stingley going to Thomas's team.
Yeah, I like Stingley. I think he's good. I think when we did cover him, I was quite hot on him.
I'm surprised you think Booth Jr. is better than McDuffie, though.
I don't think Booth Jr. I think Booth Jr. I think I've got him going late in the first.
I did have Booth going to the Bengals, and then I saw a few of the mock drafts, and he's got higher up. Some have got him going as number 1 corner, and I was like, no, he's not number 1 corner. I think he'll fit the Texans system more.
I think he probably will.
More than it's like.
I'm also surprised about how low down Cross is.
Where have I put him?
Yeah, I really like Cross.
18.
I just think he could be one of those players who could just tumble down. Nothing against him. I think he is a great player. I think he just could. There is higher needs for the teams above.
I think Neil's going to tumble.
And my final hole is Brees Hall at 25. I don't think a running back's going to go first round.
See, I've looked at the Bills and I've seen the Bills twice play, and I'm just thinking, where they haven't got a massive glaring hole in this offense or
Because
in this defense.
I think Zach Moss and Singletary are good enough.
I just think a third running back would, they just need that little bit of, I just thought what a running back could do.
Ollie, let's calm down. I have Singletary and Zach Moss, and I need a running back. I need one of them to become my running back because I'm struggling in that position in my dynasty league. So let's just calm down with that.
Kids just drop something out of their bed and just give me a blooming heart attack. Yeah, I mean, with the Alliance, you could put anyone in that team, I think. Zion Johnson, he's a very good tackle. I've got Christian Watson, who is second or third quickest wide receiver going in the draft because we know that the Chiefs like quick players.
Niners fans want Watson.
Christian Watson.
I think it's the Trey Lance, Christian Watson, NDSU thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, it worked for us and Chase.
I'm not sure if Watson's going to drop all the way to 61.
I've noticed, though, there is 3 wide receivers that me and Ollie have got going the same places, 8, 21, 22. In fact, we've all got...
I think I had Dotson at 28 too.
Yeah. So I think Green Bay are gonna give Aaron some weapons. He needs some weapons.
Need to.
So Green Bay fans were asking for a wide receiver 2, and now they're going to need a wide receiver 1.
I mean, they pissed everyone else off, so
I mean,
they need
a wide receiver 1 and a wide receiver 2.
Exactly. Yeah, I think these two.
I mean,
if I was look at the Patriots from a Patriots point of view, I would love Treylon Burks. He is Khalil Harry, just better.
So you're saying you want Treylon Burks, but giving yourself Chris Olave?
I like Olave though, but if
Olave.
Burks was there, I would. If Burks was there, I would say Burks, but I really like Olave. I think.
Burks will be there if your mock draft's correct.
I'd take Olave over Burks. I know I've contradicted myself quite a bit there, but I like them a lot, and I just rather Olave, but I wouldn't be disappointed if we took Burks. That's it. Cardinals need a cornerback. That's probably their one weakness in that.
I'm just thinking with the Cardinals, is Kyler Murray going to hold out if he doesn't get a contract?
Do you reckon he's going to do it to Sean?
I think he might. A Deshaun and Ezekiel Elliott and Melvin Gordon.
Although, have you seen JJ's TikTok?
No.
Or it might be on his Twitter or something like that. I can't remember. I think it was on his TikTok. He is in the gym with a certain little short P.
Yeah, but working out and playing is very different.
That is very true.
Deshaun Watson was in the Houston building. He just didn't play.
He's probably starting to move them off. Have any of you guys got Dean in your drafts?
Yes, I had Dean going. I had Dean going. I think I had Dean going 11 actually.
Okay, I just didn't remember. I was going. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think I've got Dean. I think. Let me look.
I'll check mine now. And
there's one thing I've got going, and I've not seen either of you pick it up on that. I've got 2 secondaries going to New York Giants.
Yeah, well, we had 2 tackles, so.
Not Giants, sorry, to the Jets. I've got Gardner and Hamilton going to the Jets.
I did have.
I've got Dean. I've got Dean going to Eagles.
Okay, I just missed him.
Mine and yours is actually quite similar.
Yeah, they were just a bit spooky because we didn't actually talk about it. We kept our mock drafts quiet.
This is the first time I've seen your mock draft.
No, well, yeah, 2.1. Yeah, I put 2.2 the other day, and I think I've changed
Yeah.
about 15 players. Since.
I think it's going to be interesting to see what our mock drafts look like in the hours before.
It'll be about four
draft.
weeks from now, won't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't see my top 4 changing unless, say, Tyrone Matthew goes to New York Giants. Because Tyrone Matthew's still out there.
Yeah, I really hope he's going to go to the Niners. But
Clown is still out there. There's
There's
some
still
really
a lot
big.
of bloody good free agents.
I think I've got a feeling Odell will go back to LA, even though Kelly wants him in New England. I think he'll go back to LA.
well, the issue is he's not going to play until at least mid-season now.
No.
When does ACL? Well, no, ACL. I reckon he'll be. So they said Jameis Williamson, they had on him this morning before his Alabama Pro Day. He didn't work out. He was just there. They said 5 to 7 months, and he did it 10 weeks ago. He had surgery. So Odell Beckham did it around about the same time. If we're looking at that one, we are looking at I'm trying to do very quick math, July, September time. That he'll be able to play if he's recovering as quick as Jameis Williamson. Obviously, he's got a few years on Jameis Williamson. But I think LA might go, we'll give you $500,000, $1 million for a season.
The issue being, I don't think they have the cap now. They've spent it on Wagner.
Possibly. I don't know. Does the NFL do pay-per-play? I can't. I don't know. What do you guys think of our mocks? I mean, it will be going on our socials, so feel free to.
I'm sure it'll be just as controversial as the last one.
Well, mine will be.
I mean,
because apparently everyone
I just want
wants
to
Malik
say,
Willis going at number 1.
I want to say disclaimer right here, right now. Me and Mr. Hope have both got Malik Willis in the first round. Please don't shout at us.
And my defense is, are you going to go at Bucky, who also hasn't got Malik Willis going at number 1? Because I checked it is. My Bucky hasn't got Malik Willis.
They probably do. They probably will. But yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about mock drafts. It's all just opinions.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It is. As always, follow our socials down below at Third and Long Pod on Twitter, Third and Long Podcast on FaceB and YouTube.
Did you really just call it FaceB?
I did just call it FaceB.
I just had to make sure I did hear that correctly. I want to know, we've got 2 weeks left of draft prospects. Is there anyone you would like us to look at?
Yes.
There is one player I really want to look at last week who did a 540-degree spin dunk. Our last one, we are going to have some hidden gems. So who we think are going to go late and are going to be absolute superstars. People like Williams, the running back at Denver. There's been one receiver. George Kittle, people like that, that kind of thing.
Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah. Devo went late.
Devo went 2.
Devo should have gone round 1.
He should have.
so should DK. I'm still annoyed we took Khalil Henry over both of those two.
Did Harry go round 1?
Harry went 1. Harry went 32. We took him the year after he won the Super Bowl, and it was the biggest mistake we ever made. Old Mr. Butterhands.
No, I don't think he's Butterhands. I think he's Mr. No Hands.
No, he does hit his hands and he slips off them. I think he lent his gloves to Johnny Smith for half the season.
It has been a bit of a bumper episode, this.
It looked like it was going to be a fairly quiet week, and then this Arians thing hit.
And then Arians kicked off, and Buffalo got a new stadium, and Wagner went to the Rams.
Well, eventually, the NFL will quiet down.
Yeah, it's been March Madness.
Yeah, it has literally.
Tomorrow's April Fool's, so what's going to happen in about 3 hours?
This episode will be going on Spotify tomorrow when I can get Anchor up and running and give it the time that it deserves.
That's April Fool's from Tom.
4 hours early.
But yeah, it's going to be a interesting week next week. We'll cover everything that happens. We will try to get everyone everything in if we can. Knowing this week it's been we were struggling for things and then suddenly boom.
Yeah.
Please let us know what you think about our mock drafts. We do like to know.
I've just noticed my mate's watching, who's a New York Jets fan. Matt, I've got Singletary and Kyler Hamilton going to New York, so both defensive backs. Are you happy with that? Would you take that? He probably won't reply now because he's like 30 seconds behind us, isn't he?
Yeah.
My friend Jack messaged me that he's about 2 minutes behind you to lag. So
But yeah, it's been a good show. It's been a good week. It's been a busy week. Well, a busy 24 hours. Yeah, until next week, I think there's only one thing left to say.
Stay safe, all.